again. I'm here, your sister Lizzie. Thank you so much for the guys who actually liked my videos and shared and came back and said something about it. I actually appreciate it. So today we proceed from where we left, and we are actually talking about the procedure or the process from where you've now received your COE to now applying for your visa and onwards until maybe you get your visa. So with your COE, once the school has given you the COE, confirmation of enrollment, you proceed and get the following documents, and then you can actually just lodge your visa. You will proceed and get a bank statement. Most of the time they request for a bank statement whenever you're lodging your visa, and this probably or most of the time you're looking up to sometimes 40,000 Australian dollars and above. So that is something that you need to know. And actually with a bank statement, you need to provide a bank statement from a relative or a family member that you can actually provide the evidence of relationship. Let's say you're using your sister's bank statement. You can use your sister's birth certificate and your birth certificate to provide to show that actually you guys share the same parents. Maybe if you're using your uncle, maybe from your mother's side or from your father's side, you can use their bank the bank statement and their birth certificate to show that they share the same surname of their parents. So that is how you provide the evidence. Again, you will need an affidavit. Affidavit is a document that the owner of the statement goes to the lawyer and actually declare or give the vows that they're going to support your study in Australia and fund it and provide all sort of financial support until you're done. Guys, after getting the affidavit from whoever is sponsoring you, then you make sure you proceed and get your medical booked. So with the medical examination, you will ask or you will inquire with your agent, or if you're doing it by yourself, you can check online. You book for the examination date and make sure you follow all the instructions that they've told you. If you're supposed to be fasting, if you're supposed to be getting there at whatever time it is, whatever you're supposed, whatever they just say, make sure you follow that. Also, you will need to pay some payment when it comes to the medical. So you need to go and check how much it costs. I think it's about $200 or something. I think it's about that. I'm not very sure, but I think it's just about that. After the medical, you will need to go and have your biometrics. Biometrics, they take your fingerprints, they take your photos to make sure that it is you, so that they put into the the Australian system for you to be able to be recognized whenever you are coming and exiting the country, because you will be already into their data. Okay, so what else do you need to have? So I think now at this point you've provided the bank statement, you've provided the yellow fever, you've provided your examination, medical, you've provided your fingerprints, which is biometric. There's one document that you need actually to have, or not to have, to provide while doing the process. So you need to write an SOP. SOP is a statement of purpose. SOP, you are explaining the reason why you are actually coming to Australia, answering the questions. For instance, you need to answer why you're coming to Australia, why did you choose Australia of other countries in the world. You need to talk what are your whatever you're studying here, how is that going to benefit you. You need to talk about just anything that you might think about the interest of you coming to Australia. So you will be talking about that, and there's a way that is written. You need to be guided so that you make sure you're writing the SOP in the proper way. Because one thing, I'll just give you a hint. whenever you're writing this document, you need to make sure that everything you're saying mention you going back to your country after your studies. So if, for instance, you can say, I'm coming to Australia, to further my studies. Let's say maybe you're doing nursing, you're doing social work, you're doing engineer, you're doing whatever. So you'll be like, I'm coming to Australia to study maybe nursing today, so that I come back to my country and be beneficial, Da, 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 da. Or maybe I'm coming to do the social work and I'm looking forward, after completing it, I'll come to my country and da, da, da. So you have to make sure that whatever you're writing, you are referring for you going back to your country, because that is the main thing. Sometimes most of people, they are denied the visa because they did not write their SOP in the right way. So my guys, if you are doing it by yourself, make sure you have all the information. Make sure you're doing it in the right way, and then you submit it. You submit it with all the other documents while you're launching your visa. Again, when you're doing your medical, make sure you know you are good. You're good to go with your medical. If you know you're having any form of maybe chest problem and all that, you can start treating that now before you actually proceed for your medical, because in case they ever find any issue with your x-ray result, then they will have to pause everything and get you treated before you proceed to come to Australia. So that is something you need to actually put in mind and to be aware of, so that it doesn't delay your process. And if you're looking to coming here maybe in 2 months time, and that is when your school is starting and all that, you need to make sure that everything you're doing, you're up to date. You need to make sure that you're providing a bank statement that is up to date. The bank statement with the evidence of fund, bank statement with the affidavit from the owner, bank statement with the evidence of relationship. So don't provide things without a solid evidence, because that is what it's all about. It is an evidence-based process. When you're talking about this, you need to mention and you need to provide evidence. You need to explain. That is how you end up getting these visas. You just don't write 2-3 words and expect that everything is okay. No, you need to go down and deep your heart and come up with a reason why you genuinely want to come to Australia. Then work around the reason that you've actually provided, and then put it down. Write it very precisely. Make sure that you're writing in a way that people will understand what you're meaning, what your intention is. Make sure that you're actually communicating. You understand? Make sure that whatever you're putting down into the writing, someone will understand what your intention is. Again, if you have a family, maybe you're married, maybe you are in any relationship, you have kids, whenever you're doing the process, you need to make sure that you've included all the family members into your visa. Their date of birth, their name. Make sure their name as per what they have in their legal documents. Don't write their nicknames. No, make sure if she was born on this date, make sure you include the date, the month, and the year. And her name or his name is this and that and that. If it's 3 names, make sure you write 3 names. Don't skip. Don't try to assume, because this thing, they go into your data. This thing, they are stored there. In case in future you ever provide something else that doesn't look like what you provided earlier, it will bring some attention. You might be flagged just for doing that. You might get into trouble with the visa, because everything you provide goes into your data. Again, if you want, maybe one day your parents to ever come and visit you, your family wants you to come and visit you maybe after your graduation, or maybe to come and have a stay here a little bit. These are the things they will go and look back. You said you have 3 sisters. You did not mention this sister. You did not mention this person on your visa. How are they coming to this country on your graduation? How are they coming here? And you never mentioned them. So make sure you include all these things. Make sure you remember Make sure to ask them for the right date of birth, the right, names. Make sure you do that, because we don't want to get into a point where you're being denied your visa. Anything that pertain you providing evidence. For example, with the bank statement, get all the evidence of fund. What I mean here is this: you will be having this. Let's say you have 3 million, or you have 50,000 Australian dollars in the account of whoever is giving you, the bank statement. Make sure they tell you how they earned this money, or what is the source of the fund they are giving you. If it's a business, can they give you, the paperwork to show, the legal paperwork from the government to show that they're actually having a legal business? You understand? If maybe they're farmers, can they provide to you legal documents to show that they're farmers? This could include, maybe if they're keeping, cattle, maybe they're selling milk and they're selling farm product and they're selling all that. Can they actually show that, prove that? It is all about proving. When you mention this, you need to prove. So if maybe they have registered their business, they can prove like the registration agreement or document, the one that you are given by the government when you're actually doing a business. These are sort of the things that you can actually provide as evidence of fund. And again, make sure that these documents are all legal. They just don't need to come and sit down and write a rough paper and explain this is my work and all. They don't need to do that. Something that actually someone can go down and confirm and say, yes, this is true. Again, if during the procedure you had you had mentioned that maybe you are doing internship, or maybe you are working, or maybe you're doing something like that, because some people, they might have they could be having like a gap between maybe the year they completed their high school with the year they joined university, and you actually need to account for this period of time. So if you are this person who've been at home, maybe doing nothing, or maybe you've been actually at work, you've been employed, or maybe you've been volunteering or doing something like that, make sure you provide the evidence to state that you are actually employed, to show that you are actually volunteering. If you're employed, make sure you provide you can provide your bank statement. You can attach with your pay slips, you can attach with their employment letter. All these, don't just provide one, you can attach all of them, because you know what, they will call your employer just to confirm that you were employed with them. They will call them to confirm that on this certain date to this certain date you were actually working with them, you are volunteering with them, and they will check. In case they get any other information than what you've given, it will be up to you. Your visa will be denied, and that will be really painful. After investing all the money and then getting a denial, it will be really sad. You can provide anything just to support your application. Make sure you do that. If it's to attach your documents, make sure you attach all your documents. Don't attach just few of your documents and forget others. Make sure you attach everything, especially for those who are doing the process by themselves. Sometimes you might forget to upload some documents. You know what? You are risking yourself. You're risking your process. You might get a denial, which is really sad. And again, if you're coming to study here and you have accumulated all this money, and probably whoever has funded or whoever has come in to provide a bank statement for you, maybe their account maybe is in saving account, or maybe in locked account, or maybe in, I don't know, day-to-day, whatever it is. Make sure they explain to you so that you understand well. Because sometimes you're providing a bank statement with a locked, is it a locked money or locked account? Yeah, that one will cause you trouble, because you are providing a bank statement with money that is actually locked in. How are you going to be using this money when it's locked. It doesn't need to be a locked account, because if it's a locked account, then it is not going to be beneficial to you. That means it's just there, but you cannot access the money. Can you try to make sure that when you're getting the bank statement, you are getting the bank statement that, you know, is not fixed, that is current, that is up to date with money? And for instance, I know there's some people who actually sell maybe a piece of land to make a bank statement. Maybe they can sell a piece of land, or maybe just a business, sell something, and then put all the money into the account once, and there's no that transaction of in and out. You need to account on how you got all that money. If you sold a piece of land, attach all the agreements, attach all the lawyer's agreement, the court, whatever it is, the legal documents that involves buying and selling of lands. So you should always remember to provide all the evidence that they need, and that will make your process very easy. It will make your process legit, because if you miss to provide that, then you'll be on the other side of not getting the visa, and that is not what we want. For the people who want to, maybe you're doing your visit visa or that, make sure you have all the evidence of whoever is inviting you and all sort of things. If they're inviting you, they're your sister, they're your cousin, they're your I don't know what, make sure you have the evidence to show that your relationship, you know, is true. If it's your sister, they're sisters that you don't even talk to. Provide the communication, provide, you know, the photos that you people are together when you're young, when you're older, when you know you are growing, you know. Provide those air tickets that you've been traveling together. Provide those photos in school. These are the things that the immigration want to see. And when you're providing all these things to migration, they will use all the information you provided to deny you or to grant you the visa. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was very beneficial to you. Don't forget to provide legal documents. Don't forget to provide all the documents. Don't forget to provide anything else that you might think will support you. Thank you so much. We are working together in this. I hope I will empower someone. I will help people to learn through this process. Until next time, thank you.